What's up guys, welcome back to another video, and today we have an excellent video for you. Lots of people, including us on Twitter, have been talking a lot about the prop firm bubble. Is there a bubble? If there is, what does that mean for the industry and everything that we need to know? So we were going to make a video breaking down exactly this topic because it's something that traders need to be aware of, and being a prop firm owner, I have an extra sense or an added sense of what's going on.
I see dead people.
But instead of me breaking down what I think is happening, we're going to do a reaction video to the man himself, Kimmel Trading, who posted a video a couple of weeks ago titled "The Prop Firm Bubble, This is Bad," with a question mark. Kimmel has been absolutely crushing the YouTube game, and so I thought it would be added value to see what he has to say. We will add our own commentary on top of it, and we'll see if there actually is a prop firm bubble going on.
So today we are talking about the prop firm bubble, and I think this is long coming because there are a lot of new prop firms popping up left, right.
There's literally new prop firms popping up every single week, multiple prop firms. We saw somebody on Twitter say that there's now over 80 prop firms, which is just totally nuts. So he is right on the ball with that one. It doesn't take long to realize.
And center, and probably the influencer that you know is releasing a prop firm. The possible pitfalls that we might fall into, and the fact that this is a great opportunity in general. So let's dig into the dangers of so many new prop firms popping up. Let's talk about also why this may be a win-win situation for all of us. So instead of going into the comment section of your favorite influencer and saying you sold out because you now run a prop firm, let's dig into it. So first of all, I want to say that there is absolutely no problem in my mind for the people that are releasing prop firms to be releasing prop firms, because first of all, they are traders that have actually already been successful with prop firms, and now they are just releasing one.
We saw somebody put a poll up online asking if it's better for a prop firm owner to be a trader, or if it's better for a prop firm owner to just have experience in business. I'd like to hear what you guys have to say. Personally, I think it's an added benefit to the company and to traders if the founder of the company is a trader, because they know the industry inside and out, at least hopefully they do. And so I think they just have a better overall sense of what's going on, and so can actually create a better product overall. That's what we're seeing with a lot of influencers starting their own firms, even though many of those are white labels, so they don't really have much flexibility. But yeah, I'd be interested to see what you guys have to say on that one.
So they kind of understand the business in general, but then one thing to keep in mind is that these people that are doing this, they're not doing this alone. They are not the people doing the programming. They are the face of it.
I need to just let them talk because that's literally what I just said. Good job, Kimmel.
These prop firms that are coming up, there's a whole risk management team and everything behind it. So their main job is to run the social media, which again, it's what they're good at. So that's what they should focus on, while the risk management team and the customer support team takes care of all the rest. But you also have to be careful, because I've always told you that the more recent a prop firm is, the higher the risk of it going under. Why? Because they will try to undercut what other people are doing, what other prop firms are doing.
Yeah, so as time goes on, it's going to become increasingly difficult for new firms to enter the market. We launched June 2022, so just over a year ago, and that makes us feel super old in the industry. If you're a newer firm, like he said, you're going to have to do something to stand out, and the theme we're seeing is companies come in and just slash prices, slash profit target levels, and increase drawdown levels, and that just overall increases the risk on the firm dramatically. And so that's going to raise questions and concerns in terms of longevity. So yeah, that is definitely the issue with newer firms that are trying to carve out a name for themselves in the space,
which will lead them to have a challenge that is way too easy. Too many people will pass it, too many people will get withdrawals, and if they don't have the risk management team on point, then they will go bankrupt and they will not have money to pay out the traders. But
the risk management team is something that definitely isn't talked about enough. You can watch YouTube videos on how to be risk managed as a trader, but literally you need to have somebody with industry expertise to properly manage risk on the prop firm's side. You can't just open a book and learn how to do this. It takes a ton of knowledge to properly do it, and if you don't do it properly, you're going to go under. So there's not enough discussion on the risk side of things. Definitely not.
I don't think that this is the case with these prop firms. The reason I'm not naming any names is because I want to warn you about the possible pitfalls that you might fall into when you are going into a new prop firm. I get comments every single day of people telling me, review this prop firm, review this prop firm, review this one. But the reason I don't do it is because when I do a review, it may get 10,000 views or something. If only 1% of you buys and the prop firm goes under and you are affected by it, those are already 100 people that are affected by it. So the reason I don't make partnerships with these earlier companies is because I simply want to see them mature a little bit more. I want to see them paying out the traders. I want to see all of that instead of spamming you with affiliate links or the top 5 prop firms.
Yeah, if you were to review every new company, he'd be posting like tons of videos every single week just on new firms. And again, there's a delayed period of time from when a new firm starts up and then payouts start to roll out. It takes several months for the firm to really start to see those payouts because traders have to pass and then have to trade the funded account. They have to request a payout. And so things might look great and rosy for the first 3 months, but then when those payout requests start to increase, that's when we really start to see the real strength or weakness of a firm.
And then in the next video saying, oh my god, I'm sorry, there was a scam prop firm on my last video. I would not want that to be me, especially if you're then targeting people with affiliate links in the same video, okay? So if you target that, but you promoted already scams in the past, you don't have any say here. So yes, this does entail more risk, and the reason why it has more risk is because companies will try to undercut each other, they will try to get cheaper, they will try to mix up a rule to make it easier for the traders. So instead of daily drawdown being based on equity, being based on balance, and all of a sudden someone is rinsing them completely out of their funds. And so I would recommend letting these companies mature a little bit before I personally would put myself out there presenting these companies to you. But
totally agree, totally respect that. It's better safe than sorry. It's interesting, these newer firms, I would love to see, you know, what kind of volume they're actually getting in terms of signups from traders. If you see a firm pop up on Twitter, you know, week 1, how many people are actually trusting them, signing up with them, giving them money? It's hard to say. You know, every month that you are in the game, every month that a prop firm is around for, the more you can trust it. But it's such a fast moving industry that, you know, 6 months is basically like an old guy on the block because there's just so many firms popping up.
But on the other hand, I understand the company that is behind those new prop firms, and I know that it is a successful company and they know what they're doing. But the big positive thing that I see right here is the fact that now, with all these prop firms coming up, and some of them having a maximum allocation of 400k, 600k, 700k, 800k, whatever it is, now there's the possibility of you getting more assets under management. And that's the crucial thing. That's the way that I think about it. Okay, I've maxed out this company, so now I want to max out this company and then this company. And think about it, JadeCap, which I'm going to interview soon because right now I'm in Miami and I'm going to interview him. He is funded with more than $3.5 million. So what does that mean? That means that he's maxed out multiple prop firms, which also...
It's a great way of thinking about it because often we see online traders saying, you know, you have to go with this company or you have to go with this company. It's often an all or nothing situation, but it shouldn't be that way. It really comes down to, okay, what company are you going to best be able to get funded with first? And then go to the second company. It's all about getting as much money under management as he said. So it's not an all or nothing game. It's just about having a handful, 2, 3, 4 firms, a handful of firms that you want to work with and then working towards obtaining funding with them.
It also means that these new prop firms only create the possibility of him managing even more capital. So that's the positive that I see in all this. It's the fact that this is a win-win for us because companies will try to undercut each other, which will not be great and it will rinse some companies out. But not only do you have the higher possibility of having more assets under management, a lot of discount codes, a lot of giveaways that are now currently running. If you check Twitter, it's all giveaways. It's all giveaways. So even if you don't have...
It's true. We are guilty of it as well. We saw so many companies doing it. It's a good way to grow on Twitter, so we are always running giveaways on our Twitter account. Link in the description for that.
The money now to buy a challenge, which I completely understand, you can literally go onto Twitter and participate in basically every giveaway that there is. So you can get more diversification and more assets under management. Because now you're not only tied to FTMO or my Forex funds or the funded trader, whatever it is. You are not tied to any of those companies. You can just diversify a lot. The only thing that I would say to this previous point of diversification is that it's diversifying. And the reason I say diversifying is because there is a company behind all of these new big prop firms that are popping up, or influencer prop firms that are popping up. And I don't say that in a bad manner. I say that in a way that if one gets targeted, maybe all of them may.
Yeah, it's well known. I think he's referring to the tech behind the prop firm. It's well known that there is one or two companies that do provide the tech for most firms. Yeah, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing.
There's a big fear now going on of regulation. And to this, what I would say is that the funded trader, for example, they are generating a lot of revenue, a lot of money, a lot of profits, and they are a big company. We're talking like hundreds of millions, I would say. And the CEO understands completely the fact that if he makes a lot of money, he gathers the attention of the SEC, for example, in the United States. And so he definitely has employees that their only job is to make sure that the funded trader, once it gets investigated by the SEC or whatever it is, or regulations step in, they can either walk around it or just be ready.
Yeah, we're going to do a video in the future talking exactly about regulation. There's a lot of talk about this, that regulation might come. Most likely it will come in the future. The reality is the SEC basically can't do anything. Well, SEC, if you're watching, don't listen to me. But the SEC is very involved right now with the crypto industry. It's taken them years to bring out any form of regulation, even after Coinbase was active in trying to ask for guidelines on what they had to do. Somebody said online on Twitter that before, if the SEC went after you, it was a sign that you did something wrong, that you did something bad. Now it's kind of a sign that you actually did something good. I think it was the Winklevoss twins actually that just said that. But all that to say, yeah, regulation is definitely going to come, but the fact that it took so long to come in the crypto industry and it's not even fully out yet, it's not even fully regulated yet, I don't think it's going to come tomorrow. But it's definitely something that we are thinking about and looking at actively at Lark Funding. Other firms are. It's good to be proactive, and so that's what we're doing.
For regulation. And that's what you see happening with the funded trader, where you sign a contract with a company in the Bahamas, but then that company is basically connected to a company in the United States. It's an offshore company, but then the mother company is in the United States. And the reason for this is because they want to make it legal here. So the funded trader could not operate the way that it is right now in the US, and the CEO understands that completely. By the way, I'm going to interview him also in Miami, and I don't...
It was a very good interview. You guys should definitely go check that out. It's on his channel when he did interview the CEO of the funded trader. It was a great interview.
It will be an issue. I think it will be for some prop firms, but prop firms are not going anywhere. That's what...
Yeah, I mean, there's a prop firm online, that's been making a bunch of noise and drama on Twitter that apparently the CEO is like 14 years old. Is a 14-year-old gonna be proactive in trying to get regulation? No shots fired there. Just something to consider. Yeah, a lot of smaller firms that, don't have a lot of capital behind them, they might struggle to, go through all the proper lines.
I would say about regulation. For example, FTMO, it's been around since 2015. Like, I don't see why the Czech Republic would now take FTMO down, but this is my opinion. And hey, if FTMO is the only one left, then I'm absolutely fucked. But I cannot tell you why. I always leave these bombshells here. So yeah, last but not least, I would just like to emphasize a big trap that I don't want you to fall into, which is the easier the challenge, the higher the risk of the prop firm going down. Which means if all of a sudden you see a prop firm popping up with 5% profit target, no time limit, 20% drawdown, it's a scam. Okay?
100%. Remember that challenges are designed for one thing and one thing only. It's to filter out the professional traders from the gamblers. Easier the challenge is, the more gamblers that will get funded, and the more risk that that puts on the firm because they don't actually know how to trade. They're just going to full margin the account. It's going to be a nightmare in terms of risk management on the back end side for the prop firm. 100% always want to keep that in mind, especially as new firms are popping up.
It's a scam. You need to understand, you need to look at the challenge and think, how hard is this challenge to pass? If the answer is, this is going to be fucking easy, and you think that that's going to be the same answer for everyone, then run away, it's a scam. Okay? So that's the problem with, again, companies undercutting themselves, that they will make the business possibly unsustainable. So really be careful with that.
The race to the bottom on price is something we have tweeted about a bunch. It's something that we are not going to do. A lot of firms are, and it happens in every single industry, but it's not sustainable. And so we're all about, quality over quantity. Sure, we might not get the largest number of traders because we're not priced the lowest, but that just means that we're going to be around for the next 10 years versus other firms that might not even be around in the next 12.
And that's why I normally recommend you guys to go for companies that have been around for a little bit longer. And that's why, once again, I do not promote new companies. And it's not because I don't like them. I really do. You've seen Riz, Paladin, Omar, Trader Tristan releasing prop firms, and I really would like to partner with them, but that would be against my channel values. So hope you understand that. And
overall, great video. I think it really provided some good insight into the prop firm bubble. Perhaps it's not a bubble yet, but with more and more companies popping up, there is a lot of competition, and Raphael really outlined well some things that you need to consider, that all traders need to consider before going with a firm. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to join our latest competition, our latest giveaway, links for that are all in the description down below. Let us know what you think of the prop firm industry, and we'll see you in the next one. Till then, peace.